2023 has brought us some amazing, exciting fights. Islam Makhachev vs. Alexander Volkanovski, Moreno vs. Pantoja 3, Gaethje vs. Fiziev, Neal vs. Rachmanov, and many more. And that got me thinking, what are the top 5 most exciting UFC divisions? Starting out at number 5, I got the light heavyweight division. Now, this division was stuck in the mud for a little while, especially with Jon Jones moving up. And then the whole fiasco with the belt. First, Prohaska got the belt, then he had to vacate it. Then Jamal Hill got the belt, and then he had to vacate it. Then they tried doing Ankalaev versus Blachowicz, ended up in a draw. So the light heavyweight division had no champion for a while. But now, with Alex Pereira moving up, the division is pretty exciting in my opinion. I just mentioned Alex Pereira is finally in the division. Any fight he's in is exciting. People are going to watch him if he moved down a flyweight somehow, or even if he goes up to heavyweight realistically. People are going to watch him. He's an exciting fighter. We also got the man he just faced in MSG just recently, Jiri Prohaska. He's pretty much a refined Tony Ferguson. His style is nothing you've ever seen. His personality is nothing you've ever seen. Modern day samurai. He's just anything surrounding Jiri Prohaska is just entertaining. And I'd honestly put Jamal Hill as a pretty exciting fighter too. I mean, I don't remember any of his fights being boring. He's a finisher too with crazy knockout power. And dare I say, I'll put Johnny Walker there too. He's just a goofy ass guy, but you'd watch him. Let's be honest here. We'd watch a Johnny Walker fight. Either he's getting slept or he's sleeping people. But regardless, it's exciting. And I also do think with time, light heavyweight has a potential of moving up in my excitings ranking, or just being exciting in general. I definitely believe that it's going to get even more exciting than it already is. Which leads me to number 4. I got the featherweight division. Now, if you were to ask me this question a year ago, I would have put featherweight in top 3, even top 2, I would argue. But if I'm being honest, the featherweight division's kind of been lacking in my opinion, but it's still an exciting division nonetheless. I think it's just they've been in a kind of a little rut right now, which honestly is crazy to me, considering that they have some of the most exciting fighters in the whole world right now. But the reason why I put it lower rather than higher in my exciting division rankings is because the top 5, top 10, they're pretty inactive. Now, as we look here at the featherweight division, we of course got the champ Volkanovski, active, exciting fighter. Then the number 1 contender Holloway, exciting fighter as well, and he's been active, I'll give him that. But then we start moving on at number 2, Rodriguez. He hasn't fought since the summer. He's a really exciting fighter as well. Then number 3, Ortega. Ortega's been in exciting fights as well, even though he's getting his ass beat half the time. But where's he even gone? It's been like a year. He's clinching onto the number 3 spot. I don't know what's up with him. Then we got Arnold Allen. He also has been inactive. He hasn't fought since April. Then we got Topuria. He had recently fought and is going to fight very soon against Volkanovski. An amazing, exciting fighter, to say the least. Now, the featherweight division could easily be a top 3 exciting division, even top 2, like I mentioned, if the fighters start to fight. They got a lot of talent in the top 5. Almost everyone in top 5 is an exciting person to watch, but they just need to be more active. Now, coming in at number 3, I would say might shock a lot of people, which is the middleweight division. Now, I know some of y'all might look at me crazy putting the middleweight division in the top 3. You'd probably argue the featherweights deserve the top 3. But hear me out. The reason I put middleweight in the top 3 at number 3 spot, I could even move it up to number 2, in my opinion. It's because of the unpredictability of that division. Alex Pereira comes in, dethrones Izzy. They rematch. Izzy gets his belt back. Izzy then goes on to fight Sean Strickland, which everyone thought was just going to be like a tune-up fight for him, just an easy title defense. And Sean Strickland completely outclasses Izzy. If the unpredictability there is not exciting, I don't know what will be. Because that shit is exciting to me. Just because of that fact, I'm keeping a close eye on the middleweight division. And to even add it further, then we have Drakus beating Whitaker, who everyone thought Whitaker was just going to run right through him. Who the hell is Drakus? Just because of these crazy matchups, I keep a close eye on the middleweight division. Who knows? Number 11 Kelvin Gastelum might just win the belt at this point. I mean, that division is so crazy, which makes it more fun, more exciting to watch. And they got some pretty exciting guys in there as well, from the likes of Cannonier, Whitaker, Sean Strickland even. Some pretty exciting fights. And also Khamzat Chimaev. I know his last fight wasn't as exciting, but he still brings eyes to his fights, to the card. No matter what card he's on, if they say Khamzat Chimaev's there, people are going to tune in. And I'll just give him a pass for his last fight. I didn't find it that entertaining. But you know his style. He's going to bring it. Now moving on to the number 2 spot. A lot of people might argue this should be number 1. And I got the lightweight division. This is an absolute no-brainer. This was either going to be number 2 or number 1. Lightweight division has always been stacked, always been exciting. We got the champ himself, Islam Makhachev. People love to shit on him and call him boring. I don't know what fights they watch of him that are boring. I really don't. Especially recently. The Oliveira fight and both the Volkanovski fights have been so exciting to watch. Speaking of finishing people, we got Oliveira in that division. Easily top 2 most exciting fighter in the whole UFC. We have him in that division. We also got Michael Chandler. Name one boring Michael Chandler fight in the UFC. That's right. Crickets. It doesn't exist. There are no bad Michael Chandler fights. And then we of course got the king of violence, the BMF, Justin Gaethje. Like I mentioned with Chandler, name one boring Justin Gaethje fight. Either he's getting finished, or he's finishing people, or even his like 2 or 1 decision win. Exciting. Then we also got the second BMF, Dustin Poirier. Name a boring fight of his as well. He's had arguably one of the fights of the decade, or one of the most exciting fights in history against Dan Hooker. No matter who he goes up against, he makes it exciting. Then we also got people like Fiziev and Bobby Green, where they got exciting, flashy styles. And now, for the number 1 spot, the most exciting division in the UFC right now is the bantamweight division. I mean, come on now. There's no arguing. This is easily the UFC's number 1 division right now. They got the champ, Sean O'Malley. Flashy style. Once again, I'll ask you the question. Name one boring fight of his. I'll answer it for you right now. You can't. Exciting, flashy style. Finishing people. Then we got Corey Sandhagen. Him and O'Malley, first of all, would be a crazy, crazy matchup. And back to what I was going to say. He also, exciting, flashy style as well. So unorthodox. Also want to add, this is Corey Sandhagen when he's not a Dagestani, when he's not wrestling. When he is Corey Sandhagen, the American, not Corey Sandhagen, the Dagestani, he's an exciting fighter. But when he is Corey Sandhagen, the Dagestani, I'm not going to lie, I'll be falling asleep a little bit, but I do appreciate his grappling. We still got Peter Yan. I know people forget about him because he's lost his last 3. We still got him. He's a pretty exciting style as well. He's so slick with it too. It's visually appealing styles. You think of Peter Yan. Yes, just a visually appealing style that even casuals could appreciate too, because he's so technically sound. Then we got crispy strikers like Son Yadong and Rob Font. They bring it every time too. Their styles are exciting. And now this division just got Davidson Figueiredo, which he's also arguably top 5 most exciting fighters in UFC period. And you add him to the mix of an already exciting division. That's your number 1 most exciting division right there. But anyways, guys, that'll conclude this video. This was my top 5 most exciting divisions list. Like always, let me know what you guys think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? And definitely let me know who your guys' top 5 most exciting division is.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?